All righty. So thanks again, Philip. I think it's our ninth year doing this. I was trying to count.
Uh,
Um, but yeah, we've been doing it so long now, it's become not quite as famous as Fashion Week, but we'll get there, I promise. But what's exciting, I think, is that this competition is really about, first of all, honoring Dorothy and her legacy, but then also looking towards the future, and of course, honoring students who are putting new ways of working, new ideas out there for all of us to learn from. And then again, maybe these things catch on and catch fire, and we can change the world again uh, through fiber. I believe that was an Annie Albers quote, that you could change the world through fiber, when she was told to report to the weaving studio at Bauhaus after she wanted to study architecture. So also again, thinking about how textile designers can really change the world. So I am proud to represent the company I work for, Mohawk Group. We are a sponsor of the Dorothy Waxman Prize, and we're always thrilled to help shepherd this new generation of textile designers. So all of the judges, along with Lee and Philip from Trend Union, were really interested in seeing new themes embedded into textile design. So we were looking at materiality, creativity, of course, sustainability in the student work, along with signals of cultural trends. And this, of course, was important. But again, as I mentioned, another important criterion was we were really looking to find work that exemplified this new model of creating textiles for the future. So the jury did recognize several themes that represented some important points in the student work. And of course, a lot of it arose from the post-pandemic era. And we talked about that last year as well. And some of the themes, and they were actually talked about today with a lot of the speakers you had, were healing and care, reusing and remaking with existing or found textiles, and of course, nostalgia and family connections. And then this is another thing we see a lot of each year is identity, people coming to terms with their own identity, cultural identity, etc. Sustainability, of course, was still a very strong reference for most of the projects and continues to grow, which is fantastic. We've seen a focus on using waste materials, seeing an interest in foraging for fiber as well as for dyes and pigments, and of course using natural fibers such as wool and linen, and even making fiber from scratch. So these are all wonderful signs that point to textiles, are having a reemergence, especially from their origins. So the jury had a hard time, I will say, acknowledging the few projects that we have here, because there were so many fantastic projects. They always blow my mind. There are so many great ideas and contributions to the textile field, but we, of course, have to narrow down. So we do have 3 honorable mentions this year, and then 1 grand prize winner who will win the prize money. So let's start, Philip. We'll advance the slides and we'll show you our first of the 3 honorable mentions. So our first honorable mention is Milagros Pareda, and apologies if I'm pronouncing Milagros' last name incorrectly, from Parsons School of Design in New York. And this project is called Crudo, and it addresses the artisanal and sometimes forgotten ways of making wool fiber. And this was a personal project because it was established at her family farm in Argentina. So her entire process is handmade, from collecting raw wool waste to shearing to washing the fiber to spindling, and then of course knitting it into organic garments, which in turn makes them biodegradable. So the wool garments here offer a sensory experience for the wearer through touch and smell, and of course those really extreme visible textures. Milagros engaged also the women on the farm to work as a community with her on the project. The entire project was a commitment to natural materials and craftsmanship, showing how care and conservation can create new sustainable resources. So congratulations, Milagros. All right, our next honorable mention. I love this one. Kate Ritchie from Central St. Martin's in London. Waiting for our slide to, there we go. So Kate's project, I thought, was very thought-provoking. It really provided a new context for household textiles through her thoughtful interventions. So Kate asked a question: how many times can something fall apart and come back together while continuing to be itself? So by adopting a methodology through deconstructing and then reconstructing domestic textiles, they became objects of care and show respect for the soul of these materials. And Kate also approached the textiles as what we call co-creators and saw the role of a weaver as also being an unweaver. Very, very beautiful and poetic. Okay, our next one, our last honorable mention, and I hope all these designers are here, Katarina Knight from the Royal College of Art in London. And Katarina's project was also about care. So again, we saw this trend emerge. And it's weird to call care a trend, of course, because it's something we do innately as humans, but we're seeing it expressed a lot through the language of textiles. So that's why it's important to mention it. So this project is called My Material Memoir, Hands Can Heal, Cloth Can Care. And Katarina created a textile collection using living materials such as blackberries, dried flora, lavender, silk, and linen. And these were homegrown, foraged, and collected. And using the process of making slow craft textiles to heal from illness, the process of making was an act of personal healing. Kate recognizes the poetic metaphors in slow craft as in nature's healing, and both require patience, right? So for example, this self-harvested lavender took over 250 hours of hand threading. Kate sees the textiles she creates in transition, just as nature and our own planet are in transition. So congrats to our 3 honorable mentions. And now, exciting, we're going to get to the winner of the 2023 Dorothy Waxman Textile Prize. All right, so the winner is, we need a little drum roll, Jing Pei from Parsons School of Design. Congratulations, Jing, and I'm going to wait for the slide to come up. There we go. So Jing's project is a fashion collection made only of thread. It's dematerialized, it's only using embroidery and freehand sewing. Jing focused on a zero-waste project where every bit of fiber was used in the garments, and the base fabric for the form was water dissolvable. And once that dissolved, it revealed stories just in the thread. So Jing used her memories, and this is where we were talking about nostalgia earlier, really focusing on her memories of her youth in China to conjure up statues that made an impression on her that she used to see at traditional lantern festivals with her family. And these statues, especially in her words, were creepy and tacky, I'm putting those in quotes. And she wanted to explore this iconography and see if it could be a point of reference to turn into something of beauty and expression within textiles. So congratulations, Jing, for this exceptional project. Congratulations to all the students who participated, and especially those who were shortlisted for the Waxman Prize. We at Mohawk, and of course all of us here in the textile community, cannot wait to see where everyone takes their design concepts, again, to think about this new way of working in the future. So thank you, everyone. Happy to close out our session today. I'm going to kick it back to Lee and Philip.
Thank you so much, Royce, and congratulations to the winner. Ragnar, I think, made Jing a co-host. So Jing, if you would like to say anything, I know that maybe you're a bit surprised because there's no warning, but if you would like to address the audience, feel free to say hello. Hello, Jing.
Hello, I'm so unprepared for this. I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. I learned so much from all the other finalists. They're so inspiring. I didn't know, I didn't think I could win. Also, I thank you for all of this, and I'm gonna keep learning and keep doing sustainable textile and keep making zero waste textiles. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And of course,
congratulations.
We forgot to mention that the prize itself is $5,000 US, thanks to Mohawk Group. And that's not a detail we should forget. So hopefully you can use that money to go on a trip of inspiration or buy a piece of machinery or enroll in a new course or whatever it is that you want to do to take your career forward. So congratulations once again. I wanted to thank all of